This podcast is being recorded and produced on Gadigal land.
We pay our respects to the traditional custodians of this country and elders past, present.
We extend our respect to any First Nations, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people joining us today.
Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
I'm Brittney Saunders.
And I'm alright, hey, and this is High Scrollers, the podcast version of your favourite group chat.
If it's trending, going viral or has you gripped, we're talking about it. Coming up on this episode, one of our favourite iconic Aussie brands has gone into administration and it's sent the internet into a spin.
Yeah, this story might make you a little bit hungry, Joel. We are stinging for a dessert after that one. Plus, it leads us to some interesting stories about us getting cheated on.
And I've discovered what I think is TikTok's best hidden gem, an account with not many followers but the most iconic videos ever. You're going to want to listen and you're going to want to go and follow.
Yeah, this was actually a really good royal flush. I was very impressed. Plus, we talk about the new trend that's sweeping the internet. It's what would you dispense out of each of your fingers if you could?
A liquid.
Just stick with us here. It'll all make sense later in this episode. But we come up with some really, really good ideas. So deal me in, doll. Let's go. Morning, love. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great. How are you? You've got sunnies on this morning.
Yes. I feel attacked already. You've attacked my walk, the way I walked in today.
It was a slow motion walk.
Slow motion, you reckon? I'm just fat and slow, okay? There's nothing I can do about it. You've attacked my sunglasses. You've attacked my vision in turn by conjunction of attacking my sunglasses. Yes, I've got my sunglasses on. 2 reasons. 1, I'm a motherfucking rock star. And 2, I stayed up very late last night, Joel.
What were you doing? I
was archiving all the old posts on my Instagram.
Why?
Because yesterday I posted my 1,000th post on Instagram.
Is that all you've posted?
Yeah, how many have you posted?
I feel like we've had Instagram for like the same time. I've got 3,082 posts.
Yeah, but I don't really post that many feed posts. I was always more of on my stories. I'm leaving the evidence on the feed is much more full on than just, something that disappears after 24 hours. So I feel like I've always been drawn more to stories because it's
too.
Quick, fun, and also you've got to watch and it's gone forever.
Yeah.
So you don't want to miss anything, right? Anyway, I went back and right back to the start, 2014 or something. The amount of embarrassing cringe, it was horrendous. I was insufferable as a person. I was looking at my posts going, I hate you. And the amount of journeys I'd been on, and also things that I don't even stand for to this day, things around weight loss and whatnot, weight loss pics and before and afters and all of this. And I'm going, I can't believe this is on my Instagram and anyone could have seen this up until today. And so there were so many things to archive, as well as I went through this weird thing, Brittney, where I would post the same photo 2 months later with a different caption.
Why?
I don't know. There was one photo I posted a photo of Disneyland 4 times in a year. Why have I done that?
So you just didn't have any fresh content, so you're just recycling.
So true.
Yeah.
And so I just had all these. Anyway, I deleted or archived over 425 posts.
So how many posts do you have now?
575.
Oh my God, you've got 576.
Yes.
You're close.
That
is so little posts.
Yeah. But also nothing's relevant.
Yeah.
None of that's I was going back through that stuff and I was thinking to myself, if someone came across my page today, would I like them to see this photo or video of me or this content that
now
I maybe made in
Now you've got me worried that I need to go back through mine.
Well, I encourage anyone, no matter how many followers you have, to go back and double check and just see what's on your page, because anyone could be stalking you and you may be embarrassed by it. It's the same reason I deleted all my YouTube videos. Are all your YouTube videos still up and live?
Yeah.
You can go and watch them.
Yeah.
See, I said things and did things in those videos that I wouldn't stand by today.
Interesting.
And nothing that'd get me cancelled. There was nothing controversial. It's just maybe I'd vlog about weight loss, whereas today I would never do that.
Yeah.
And so if someone came across my page today, the message I'm trying to give people today doesn't match up with those videos on YouTube.
Do you feel like now this is going to be a continuous cycle for the rest of your life because we're changing basically every year?
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I archived them so I can go back and look at them if I really want to. You can always put
them back if you ever wanted to.
Yeah, all my YouTube videos, they're just on private. They're not deleted. So I can put them up if I'd like to, but I don't want to.
So that's why you stayed up so late and that's why you're tired.
Yeah.
See, I thought that maybe you had your glasses on and were walking slow because you had a massive night of partying yesterday because it was your birthday.
Oh, yes, sorry. Round of applause, Chae. Pop that in. Thank you. Do a little happy birthday. A big cheer. Hip, hip. We'll fix that in editing. Yes, and I've taken note of everyone who didn't say happy birthday to me.
Are you one of those people?
Yeah, got a mental. No, you're off the Christmas card list still. Like I'm not writing on your Facebook wall. You're not getting a tweet. You're not even getting a thread at this point.
Do you still use Threads?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm doing it. They've just introduced voice notes. So I'm doing little voice diaries going, hey, everyone.
Oh, wow. I really used that for 1 second and then gave up on it.
Oh my gosh, get back on because it's actually fun and it's a really nice little community because like there's no one, like all the trolls, they can't be bothered.
Okay.
So they're on other platforms. But yeah, Threads is a really nice place to be. It's weird. Anyway, I've taken note of who said happy birthday and who didn't, who got a present and who didn't. And I will be applying that to my life for years to come. You know, there's only one person that I'm actually not even a happy birthday person myself. So no wonder.
I'm shocking with birthdays.
Oh, I just can't be bothered. I think
don't
like a
know
Facebook
anyone's
wall post.
birthday. I only know AJ's birthday because we use it in passwords sometimes, like at the end of passwords. And that's the only reason I know AJ's birthday. Otherwise, never trust me to remember someone's birthday.
Yeah.
I only know because of Facebook.
Well, I don't even do Facebook. There's only one person that I will say happy birthday to, unless I really feel like I see the notification and I'm like, you know what? They can have a happy birthday. But there's only one person in my life and he was like my best friend in primary school and his name's Bryce. Shout out to Bryce. He definitely doesn't listen to high scrollers, but Bryce I will always say happy birthday to because I'm like, he was he was always so nice to me. Like straight boys being nice to me in what world? You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
Bryce was always cool. So he always gets a happy birthday. Everyone else can get stuffed. So not surprised I got like 2 wall posts on my Facebook this year because, you know, you get back what you put out to the world. But I used to be one of those people who always shared all the Instagram stories that people would tag you in on your birthday. I'd share every single one and fill my story up, my IG story with like everyone's embarrassing photos of me throughout the year. Everyone saying happy birthday. I'd like share everyone to my story and be that person. And I just have to say in 2023, I'm putting it out there and it's my birthday. So you got to listen to me and you got to follow what I say. This needs to stop. And I think you'll notice that I shared a few, but hardly any birthday reposts on my story on my birthday because I think it's the most annoying thing in the world and it's really embarrassing and it's actually tragic. Like I'm like, just give it a rest, babe. Like, because no one actually cares. Like no one actually cares about all your 100 stories that all your friends have posted about you.
I know, but I feel I've done it as well in the past. And I think we do it because if, just say we wake up in the morning on our birthday and one friend has tagged us and it's like a really good collage or it's like funny or whatever, so you share that. And then as the day goes on, you're getting more and more tags. It's like, well, if I shared hers, I better share hers as well.
Yes.
Like, oh, and then I better share that. And then you feel bad, so you have to share them all. You can't just share some. Because then what's that giving? It's giving MySpace top friends.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, that's what I'm doing, ranking.
Yeah.
Doing the ranks. You got a blue tick, I'll reshare you. If you've paid for your blue tick, I'm not sharing you.
By the way, are you leaving these sunnies on for the whole time?
I'm just going to do a little sight test here, do a recce of the room. Oh, it's not bad now. It's not bad. I can take them off. No, it is a bit bad, but that's all right.
You'll get used to it.
I'm happy to take them off just for you. Oh, Chae's just turned down the lights for me. Nice.
Let's just get straight into it with our royal flush of the week, which is just the best thing that we've seen on the internet this week. Do you want me to start, Matt?
Yeah, why
You can
not?
have a little nap while I say mine.
That would actually be very lovely. Go ahead.
Okay, my royal flush of the week that I've seen on TikTok is just a TikTok account that I'm enjoying watching.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually know what her name is. Her username is like user14 blah, blah, blah.
Oh, okay.
And then on her profile, it says fantastic face slapper.
Sorry?
And it's this like lady, I don't know where she's from in Australia. She's like giving mum vibes.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen her pop up. I'm just going to play one of her most viewed, which is pinned to her profile.
Hey ladies and haters, you better go get your partners and quickly go lock them under the house because I'm about to head off out the front door looking like this, fabulous again. If you don't want them looking at me and not you, lock them up.
Lock them up. And so
Lock them up.
I think she's popped off on TikTok. I don't even know her name. But she's popped off by doing these mirror selfie videos walking towards, and she's like, ladies. And she's all about looking your best and dressing your best no matter where you're going.
Yeah.
Even if you're just going to get the groceries.
Go and get dressed up, ladies. Even if you're paying your bills.
Brittney, that is your mum. That's Shaz.
You reckon?
Not identical, but just that attitude.
And her style is like, she's just got like old pin-up dresses on. I saw this one the other day. She had like silk pajamas, and she's talking about how she even dresses up when she's in her pajamas.
Yeah.
She popped up on my For You page this week, and I've watched a lot of her videos.
How many followers does she have?
3,600 followers.
Well, she's about to get 100,000 more now.
But some of her videos are blown up. Like they've got 600,000 views, 400,000 views, and then a lot just have like low views.
But you know what? This is like what I envisioned our royal flush to be, because like you've just shown me that, and instantly I'm like, I am following that account, and I am excited to see what else she posts. Like that is probably, I'll give it to you, even though it's my birthday week, that's the best royal flush yet, because instantly I'm like, I've got to go and follow this chick. Like she is
Everyone needs
hilarious. That is a good one. Wow, you win. I won't even tell you mine. No, obviously I will. My royal flush of the week is actually Troye Sivan's new album has been amazing. A great listen, and I've never really got around much of Troye Sivan's music over the years, but I don't know what this album is doing, specifically Honey and Silly are really fun songs. And I'm sure you may have seen him going viral this week for cross-dressing in his new music video, which Ross Lynch is in, and he's like dancing on him dressed as a woman. And I have to say cross-dressing because everyone goes, oh my God, he's in drag. Sorry. All drag is valid most of the time. But in this instance, like, I don't know. I'd love to hear from Troy. I haven't heard what he says on it, but like that's not drag. Like that was straight up cross-dressing, which is great. It's fabulous. But like there is a difference.
What is the real difference?
Well, drag is like...
Is it like more drag makeup? Like,
so the
makeup?
song itself is about being like, I could be one of your girls, right? So like you're straight, but like I will be a girl for you if you'd like me too. Whereas like, you know, drag is obviously playing a character, I mean, drag can be so many things, and this is like such a frustrating thing to talk about because like my version of drag is going to be different to someone else's.
Yep.
And as I said, like maybe he interpreted that as drag, but like I find it like there was some discourse from drag race queens on Twitter. People calling it drag was like offensive almost because it's like, that's not drag. Where are the hip pads, babe? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
right.
regardless of that, the album is stunning and I love it. And I love almost every song. And I'm glad to have finally gotten around Troye Sivan's music, especially because it's a bit more upbeat, a bit more fun. I don't know. I'm just really enjoying it. That's my quick and easy royal flash. Listen to Troye Sivan's new album if you can be bothered.
Sad news for dessert lovers this week.
Oh no, that's me.
Are you a dessert person? Are you a sweet or savoury?
You know what? What's weird is I feel like as I'm getting older, I'm geriatric over here. I used to be a huge dessert person.
Yeah.
Like if there were pancakes on the menu, I was having that instead of dinner.
I remember when you took me to Pancakes on the Rocks for the first time.
I remember you paid for the bill and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Isn't everything like $5?
Pancakes on the Rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Back then.
You know, we've actually boycotted it now, my friends and I, because...
Why?
Well, we kept getting warm milkshakes. You know, I worked as a barista, so I know that milk needs to be at a certain temperature, yada, yada, yada. We just didn't vibe it afterwards and we went, you know what? We're done. But it was great when you and I went. So I used to be sweet, and for some reason, like the past year, I've really gotten into savoury things instead. What about you?
I'm sadly equally both.
Oh.
Give me all the chocolates and lollies and give me all the cheese and crackers. I'll have it all together.
So is your like dream you know, how you can like sweet and salty popcorn?
Yeah, I do like that. But then I like just the sweet one and the salty one. But I will say, if I want to have like a treat or a snack, my ideal thing is like a cheese board. So maybe I am more savoury, but I do love chocolate as well. Just in case anyone was wondering.
Thank you for sharing. What's going on with Sara Lee, love?
Sara Lee, the dessert company brand that we all know, has gone into voluntary administration this week. It doesn't mean that it's over. I don't actually know much about going into administration.
It means basically that like the company has too many maybe debts, for example,
Yeah.
that they're not going to be able to pay off. So they have to, instead of going, we're broke and we need to shut down, voluntary administration is like, we will actually assign a team
To
of
fix it.
administrators to come in and figure out how we're going to continue this
That
company.
must be scary.
Yeah, whether that means laying off staff, cutting down factories, cutting products. People will come in that are from an outside network, and I don't really know how this works, and I'm just kind of making this
Yeah, I
up on
love
the
that
spot.
you know this.
Yeah, like people will come in that aren't attached to Sarah Lee and be like, right, this is what you need to do to save your business. And ultimately it either ends in the business continuing or the business fails anyway and everything goes away.
When I was on the Central Coast, I saw a Sarah Lee factory.
Yeah.
Is
yeah.
it still there?
I think so. Yeah, absolutely. And you know what the best part was? It was Sarah Lee and next door was Scholastic.
I remember that too.
Yeah, so
and when you would drive past Sarah Lee, you could smell it.
Yes.
Like the baking.
And we had sanitarium on the Central Coast as well. So it always smelt like up and goes driving through about like Tuggerah Strait. It was
Yum.
crazy. But yeah, Sarah Lee next to Scholastic. So that was my dream as a child.
Could you go there to the Sarah Lee factory and buy stuff?
Yeah. You couldn't
Ah.
go in and like see what was happening, but they had a Sarah Lee shop. And the best thing was it was discounted prices already because they were selling it basically like wholesale direct, but also they had like damaged items. So,
There's no such thing as a damaged dessert.
No,
It's
exactly.
like it doesn't matter if it's smashed, it still tastes the same.
And that's the thing, like it may have been like dropped on the floor so you could get a sticky date for like 50 cents, like a whole sticky date pudding and stuff. So me as a child, and I remember they had these muffins and I think the muffins were like 20 cents and they were these big giant like orange and poppy seed muffins, blueberry muffins. And I just loved, like when my mum was like, we're going to the Sarah Lee factory. Because
that
mum
was
would
your
go,
treat.
we'd freeze all the things and then she'd pop them in the lunchbox or we'd have them for parties or, dinners when people came over. But I've actually got a lot of trauma from the Sarah Lee factory.
No.
Of course I've got a story. Of course I've got a story attached to the Sarah Lee factory.
Tell us.
I can't wait to write a memoir. So the Sarah Lee factory actually triggers me a little bit now.
Okay, what happened?
When I was like maybe 19 or something, I had a boyfriend. I was dating him and we were having a few relationship issues. And we were just driving around the coast as you did back then because there was nothing to bloody
When you
do.
used to just go for drives.
Yes.
And then your friends would have to chip in $5 each for petty money.
Oh my God, I'd never do that, you scab. These days, though, you can't go for a drive because literally petrol is so expensive.
I know.
But we were driving around the coast and we were having some relationship issues. So it was just a bit of a disconnect. And I remember pulling into the Sarah Lee car park just because it was the car park. And I remember it being like 11 o'clock at night. And my boyfriend and I started like having a chat just about our relationship.
So serious at 19.
Oh my God. Anyway, long story short, he was cheating on me.
He told you.
Yeah. No, actually, he didn't tell me. He said, yeah, I do that. Like, I flirt with other guys. I talk to other guys.
I've got a story from when I was in high school when I found out I got cheated on.
Oh, you better tell us.
Okay. At the time, I was having family issues with Shaz, which, by the way, I didn't mention her in the last episode.
I know, I got a
at
few
all.
comments
Me
saying
too.
that you didn't.
Someone's like, you didn't mention Shaz,
Yeah.
so shout out to Shaz. So in my teenage years, Shaz and I had our moments and butting
As
of
everyone
heads.
does. Yeah.
Teenage girl, So I had a boyfriend in high school and I must have been in year 10 or something. And I was living with him and his family. And then his mum was like, my mum, love her.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel bad that I'm even telling this because he's literally the nicest guy and I don't know why he fucking did this. Who cares anyway? This is literally year 10. Like I'm 16 or something.
Yeah.
He always used to go and hang out with like two of his mates that I knew and he'd go like skateboarding or whatever. And one afternoon he said he was going to go hang out with whatever their names were, Bill and Ben.
The
flower pot man. He was going to hang out with Bill and Ben, the flower pot men.
Bert and Ernie. B1 and B2.
Yeah, so he was going to hang out with
Lisa and Maggie. Brian and Stewie. Yeah, so he's going to hang out with Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, yeah. So, yeah, so he was I got none left in me. Come on. I'm tired. So he was going to hang out.
And I noticed that when he told me what he was doing, it must have been like a Friday evening or something. I noticed that his voice was weird. Like he seemed nervous when I said, like, where are you going? And he said, oh, I'm going to hang out with Bill and Ben. But it was like shaky in his voice. And I was like, oh, that's a bit weird. And he was like getting ready and I was sitting in his bed.
Can I just say, to paint a picture,
Yeah.
is this Metal Militia era?
No.
Okay.
This is before the Metal Militia.
Oh, okay. All right.
This is just nice boy from school.
Okay.
So anyway, he seemed nervous but was just getting dressed as he usually did to go and hang out with his mates for a few hours or whatever. Then his phone rang. And usually he would just answer the phone like in front of me and just be like, yo, or like whatever to his friends. But instead he walked out of the room. And I was like, that's weird. And it's like he quickly walked out of the room kind of thing. His phone was obviously not on loudspeaker, but you know when your phone's all the way up and you can still hear?
Yeah.
And it was a girl. And I was just sitting in his bed, like my heart sank. And she was like, hey, like sounded like she was at some sort of party. She's like, are you going to come and pick me up? And I'm fucking dying in his room and he's just outside the room. And he's like, yep, I'll be there soon. And she's like, do you know the address? And he's like, yep, I'll be there soon. And then hung up. He came back in the room and I was like shaking and sweating. And then I was like, so where are you going again?
Oh, God.
Like I didn't want to just straight up say I
Yeah.
heard. So I said, so where are you going again? And then that's when like his lips started shaking and like he said his friends' names again. And then I said, so who was the girl on the phone? And then, I feel so bad. He's genuinely a really nice guy. He broke down in tears and like fell to the floor and was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like he had a full mental breakdown on the floor and it was a girl from our school in his year because he was a year above me. And he said, I don't know what I was doing. Like I was going to go and pick her up and go and hang out with her. And I was just beside myself. Like, I don't remember what happened after that because I couldn't go home because I wasn't really on good terms with Shaz at the time.
Yeah.
So I think I just stayed there and I don't know, I think we might have stayed together for a little bit, but then I ended up breaking up with him. And he wrote me a really sad letter when I broke up with him. And then I moved back in with Mum because Mum loved him. She felt bad for him. She's like, oh.
Shaz.
Yeah, she wrote.
Oh, the poor
Yeah.
thing. He didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
You know?
He wrote a letter. I don't know.
It's your fault, Brittney.
I don't know if Shaz would even remember this if she listens to this.
She wrote him a letter.
No.
Did you? Is that what you said?
He wrote me a letter and Shaz read it.
Oh,
But I'm saying I wonder if Shaz even remembers this. But yeah, anyway, there's a story of how one time I found out that I was getting cheated on in high school.
Oh.
But no hard feelings.
My boyfriend wasn't remorseful at all. Like, at least yours broke down and cried and showed some remorse. Mine went, I don't see a problem with that. And I said, get out of my car.
Did you kick him out in a
No,
you should have.
I was a pussy.
You
so
should have left
I
him at
drove
the Sara
him
Lee
home.
factory.
Yeah, I know. And you know what? It's in Lisarow and there's absolutely like, at that time of night, there'd be
It's
no
like,
public
there's
transport.
farms.
There was no Ubers. There was no DDs. You couldn't even get a taxi on the Central Coast back then. Like, it was harrowing. So, yeah, I've also had another boyfriend that I just had a feeling and I read through his messages. And found a message telling his friend he was in love with someone else.
Oh.
And not me.
Why don't people just leave people?
I don't know. Why is this so depressing? Let's pick it up and talk about cheesecake again. Seriously? Let's get back to Sara Lee. The good news is voluntary administration means that like the products will still be in supermarkets for now.
That's
So
good. I feel like we need to get out there and support it.
yeah, and I think that from what I saw online, like the conversation around it was that people were worried that they'd never be able to eat Sara Lee products again. And I think that this is also kind of like an unintentional marketing technique because like, hello, why would we ever talk about Sara Lee on this podcast? But here we are. The amount of posts I saw on Facebook about Sara Lee,
Everyone's going to go out and get the products.
Exactly.
They're going to like, quick, like we really want to have it before it's all gone.
But you know what's funny is this as well, conspiracy theory here, could be a tactic. Like, we're going to go really public with this.
Yeah, we're going to
and
make
tell
a big
everyone
noise about it. So
because
what you're
people will
saying,
think that you're going broke and people will buy your products.
So I should do that if I ever get into trouble with fate.
Yeah, well, I guess so. Go to the Daily Mail and give them the hot scoop that you're going into voluntary administration and people might be like, oh my gosh. And then just do, 30% off sale and just let it all work itself out. And I think honestly, I think that that's like a good, even if they didn't intend for that to happen, like
It's good for their
it's a good thing
business.
because Sarah Lee is currently obviously being spoken about, but like it genuinely made me go, am I never going to be able to get a sticky date again? Like I genuinely was sitting there thinking to myself, do I buy 4 and like freeze 3 of them, but like cut them up so that I can have like 1 a month for the next 10 years? Like, you know what I mean? Like I was like, I need that sticky date in my life.
Have you seen that video of the little girl that gets the nuggets and she rips them all in half before eating them because she can have more?
That is is she like cute? Like
Yeah.
is she little? That is cute.
So are we going to get some Sarah Lee after this?
Yeah. Oh my God, I went to Woolworths the other day. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent here. What is going on in Woolworths? It felt like I was stepping into the future. Everything was pristine and
Oh, and they have the electric prices now as well.
electric prices, misting fans on the vegetables. I've never looked at vegetables and gone, they're gorgeous, you know? I've never wanted to eat a vegetable so bad in my life. I was like, Woolworths, the fresh food people, it all makes sense now, right?
They
I actually
really
made a
are.
video.
You're
I
trying.
haven't posted it yet, but like I made a video as I came out of Woolworths and sat in my car because I was so bewildered at like how drastically the difference is. Because I went to the same shopping centre I always go to. So my Coles and the Woolworths are in the same shopping centre.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Coles. If Coles is listening, have my babies. I love you. But Woolworths was just like top tier shopping experience. Like everything was amazing. And I was just like, Coles, what's going on? And I don't know if I just shop at a Coles that may be a bit outdated and whether there's newer and nicer ones some places. But this was like futuristic AF. Like the mist on the vegetables is what got me. But everything was also laid out so nicely. The fridges were really deep. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know if I'll go back. I'll probably still shop at Coles because it's just easier. Because I know it. Because I was a bit overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But wow. If you put Sarah Lee on special, I'll come to Woolworths.
I've got a question for you that I
Okay.
saw everyone talking about on TikTok. If you could have 5 liquids coming out of the tips of your fingers for the rest of your life at any given point that you want, what would they be?
Don't do this
You
to me.
get to pick 5, which is actually a lot. Like you can get some good liquids.
Because you know what? I'm going to take this so seriously.
Okay.
Like you're getting a serious answer from me today.
Please.
5 liquids dispensed out of my fingers at any time for the rest of
your
my life. Easy. I've got it. First of all, first and foremost, water.
Yeah.
Obviously water.
Yes.
No matter what happens, I can always have a drink.
Yep.
And that's gorgeous. Pop a little diet right in it. I'm set, okay? Number 2, Kewpie mayo.
Oh!
Because first of all, that is expensive. But it is delicious.
It is.
And
It is the best mayo.
I find myself having Kewpie mayo with things that maybe I shouldn't have Kewpie mayo with. You know what I mean?
Though. Yeah.
Finding
can
an
go on
excuse to put it
anything.
with something. Yeah, literally. Number 3, petrol. Duh.
Yep.
Obviously, I'm choosing petrol.
Or gasoline.
Number 4, vanilla Coke. Hello.
Okay. That's your drink of choice.
Well, inflation doll. Have you seen cans? They're going through the roof.
Fair.
Absolute joke for how expensive cans of drink are at the moment.
Mhm.
I actually haven't had soft drink in so long anyway, so it doesn't bother me. But I would definitely get back on the soft drink train if vanilla Coke was coming out of my pinky finger, you know? And then number 5, I thought about this. Number 5, I want to say, needs to be something that can make me money. But I don't know what that would be.
What about, I don't even know if it's a thing, but what about if it was liquid gold?
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. But I was like, how's that working? But yes, if you can do liquid gold. But what's more expensive than gold? I mean, saffron at this point, which obviously isn't a liquid. But like, do you know what I mean? Like, is there some other liquid that's more expensive than gold? Can you have liquid diamonds? I don't know. Like, can you have liquid saffron? I don't know. But it needs to be something that can make me money. Because I can just sit there watching Family Guy with one finger off the lounge in a bucket,
With
fill
the
that
gold
shit up
drip-
and take it to the pawn shop and say, I got a bucket of liquid gold. How much? You know, tax free.
I think mine would be pretty similar to yours, minus the mayo.
Really? Would you have any other condiments?
Yes.
Okay.
So mine would obviously be water and petrol.
Okay.
Gravy.
Okay, let me just pause for a second.
That's only 3. Then I've got 2 left.
Yeah, but I'm not letting you skip over gravy, sis. Like, let's go back to gravy and have a
Gravy's
chat
good.
about her. Because out of everything, like, I love gravy. Don't get me wrong. Gravy is great.
I
And
love
I will
gravy.
give you a recommendation. There is a ready-to-go gravy in the shops, which is called Best Ever Chip Gravy. Have you ever had that?
I think I've seen it.
It is called Best Ever Chip Gravy. It has like fries on the packet. I think it's Master Foods. I could be wrong, but it's in like the ready-made soups and gravy section. Best Ever Chip Gravy. Try it. You'll love it. It's just got this weird, different taste. That's
Okay.
That's my royal flush of the week, actually. Now, but I'm not letting you go past this. We're talking
Okay.
about gravy because gravy, I will say, is a great condiment.
You can have it on
I
like
love
a lot
gravy.
of things.
Okay, can you just let me it's my birthday week,
Yeah.
okay? So let me just get this point out. First of all, which gravy are you doing? Are you a Diane, a mushroom, a regular gravy?
Just regular gravy.
Okay, just regular gravy. Good to know. Basic. So let's now say, I want to ask you the question, how often, because don't forget, I love gravy. I'm right there with you. But how often are you having gravy that you think it's necessary to use up one of your dispenser's fingers for the rest of your
Yeah, look,
life
you're
on
right.
gravy?
I think if I had it there, I would use it more often. You know, like I'd be putting it on my
So true.
sandwich. I'd be putting it on my sausages. I'd be putting it on potatoes. And I'd be having more meals that will allow me to use the gravy.
Yeah, right.
But like usually I'd eat gravy once in a blue moon.
Okay.
So water, petrol.
I'll let you have gravy. You've given a great explanation.
Okay,
I'm
thank
happy with your
you.
explanation.
Thank
you.
you.
What's next?
Oh, I'll tell you what would be good. Liquid cheese.
Like as in hot melted cheese?
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna go with cheese.
Oh, now I'm regretting my choice. I'd
Yeah.
give up petrol for cheese, really.
I love cheese. Cheese, I think, is my favourite food in the whole world.
Yeah, I have to agree. I put cheese on everything I
love
can.
cheese.
Everything I can, Brittney. Cheese goes on.
Yep, cereal.
Shouldn't
cheese.
even be a cheese on there. I'm putting cheese on there anyway, just in case. I used to have as a kid, Mum would make me. This is so disgusting, and I'm so sorry.
Wait, is it melted cheese on a plate?
No.
Because that's what we used to have.
Oh, God. What world were you living? No wonder you had issues with Shaz, love. I'd be walking out the house too if my mum was serving me melted cheese
It
on
was
a
a plastic
plate.
cheese, like that you get in the individual slices.
No.
Put it on a plate, chuck it in the microwave for 30 seconds, let it melt, and then scrape it off with a fork.
That is so tragic, and I'm so sorry. That's a lot
That
of
was a
trauma.
delicacy in my family.
That's wild. Okay, but my thing was, Mum would make me peanut butter toast, and I'd slap a Kraft single on top.
I don't know about peanut butter and cheese.
Oi, it's disgusting, but I was obsessed.
All right.
And what's in your fifth finger?
Water, petrol, gravy, and cheese. And see, if I had gravy and cheese, then I can put that on everything. It's a good
That's
combination.
poutine, babes.
Poutine.
You got poutine.
Yes.
Canadian queen.
Oh, could you do mashed potatoes? Like, is that liquidy enough or is it not?
Nah.
Where do we draw the
I'd
line
I'd
with
say that is a discrepancy.
This is a tough one. Obviously, I'm with you and I would want it to be something that can make me money, but I'm just on the fence about that because I'm not sure if liquid gold is even a thing or what it would be. Maybe vodka.
Interesting.
Imagine how much money I would have saved in my younger teenage years, but now not so much. I feel like,
I was going to say, you went out, you just came in this morning. I know I was rusty,
yeah.
but you came in this morning and you were like, I had 4 drinks at this event last night and I feel like I'm hungover.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine you having vodka in your... And also, I'm also thinking, let's talk about this. If they're being dispensed out all your fingers, you eat your food with your fingers sometimes and then you give your fingers a lick.
Does it come out? So what?
Am I drinking gasoline? Like, what's going on?
Well, I was thinking this as well. Does it spray out or like do you have to drink it out? Obviously, you can't if it's petrol. So is it just like your point and it just starts shooting out?
But I don't know because now I'm thinking if that is the case and it's a pointer, I'd love to be able to pee out my finger.
Oh, so I saw someone on TikTok say that.
Yeah,
and they said,
because-
because imagine how much time you'd save
Save?
if you could just
Literally.
Yeah.
And when you're absolutely busting on the freeway,
just out the window, just a little piddle
hand
going.
out the window. And you know what I've actually seen now that I think about it?
Yeah.
And sometimes I think that people might think that I just make shit up because I have so many stories. But I've seen someone piss out the window on the freeway, out of a ute. On the freeway.
Surely it
We
would have
weren't
whipped
moving.
back through the window.
We weren't moving. We were in standstill traffic.
Oh,
but instead
okay.
of getting out and running over to the bush, he
Just-
just flopped it out the window
No thanks.
the passenger, and I copped a good look.
I bet you did. Look, maybe not vodka, but if it wasn't liquid gold or something that could make me money, I would say just like my favourite cocktail in the world, and then I could just have that cocktail whenever I wanted. It's called Lady Q, and it's from Light Years in Newcastle.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's like, I think it might be gin based, but it's like cucumbery and fresh and apple juicy, like fresh apples and cucumber and gin.
Okay.
It's really fresh.
Because you were an amaretto sour girl for a while, weren't you?
I was.
This bitch would go out and have 12 egg whites a night because she was drinking so many amaretto sours.
Do you want to know what's funny, actually, speaking about like drinking a lot of something? When AJ and I went on a cruise, like we've been on a couple of cruises, and we discovered that our favourite drink on the cruise were like the blended drinks, so like the mango daiquiri, the strawberry daiquiri, and we were just ordering them because we got the drinks package. So we were just ordering them one after the other, and it honestly tastes like you're drinking a Mango Magic from Boost. One day, AJ was drinking so many drinks. I was documenting it on my Insta story, and every day everyone was like, how many drinks is he up to today? And I was just thinking, how fucked up is it? Like, I go to Boost and I order one Mango Magic, and that's all I drink for that day. Why would I ever go and drink like 12 Mango Magics in a row from Boost? But that's what we did on the cruise.
Yeah.
And we're fine about it.
Except that Mango Magic would have like fruits in it.
Yeah. But
I think it's just like, ice and syrup.
It feels like the same thing. Never would I drink 12 Boost juice, but 12
Mango daiquiris.
Sign me up.
We're on.
I've got to go to Melbourne for the rest of this week.
I'm off to Queensland for the rest of this week.
Look at us setting around. Are you going away for your birthday?
No. Just going up for work purposes.
Oh, nice. Me too. I'm going to Melbourne for work purposes.
Oh, yeah? You're opening a new store in Melbourne soon.
I am. Touch wood, everything goes to plan. Like there's still finishing touches happening in the store right now.
Stressful.
Mm-hmm.
So now I got to pack my bag tonight. Got to go to Queensland early tomorrow at 2 p.m. And
you better go to bed at bloody 7 a.m. tomorrow to make that flight.
No, my sleeping pattern has been so good. It's only because I went through the whole archive thing that I've stuffed it up. And so...
Why did you feel like you needed to do it last night?
I don't know. I just got into that rhythm. It just happened. And then 3 hours later, I was like, oh my God. It's all gone wrong. But anyway, we should probably wrap this episode up and get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's busy. Everyone's got lives. They don't want to listen to us. Make sure you subscribe, though, just in case you do. And turn on notifications so you don't miss an episode. We upload new episodes every Tuesday here at High Scrollers.
And be sure, if you haven't already, to rate us 5 stars and leave us a review. By listening this far into the episode, you've now signed a legally binding contract that says you will do so. So sorry about that.
If you enjoyed today's podcast, tell a friend to join the High Scrollers Club. It's very exclusive, darling. We don't accept everybody, but anyone can join.
And make sure to follow us everywhere else. For me, just search Brittney Saunders.
And for me, search All Right Hey. Anyway, Dal, got to let you go. Got to go piss out my finger.